Ancestral sins, a family cursed. The McAllisters return to their foreboding Scottish manor, shrouded in supernatural fog, bound by past betrayals. When young Lily uncovers a hidden diary, its revelations illuminate their ghostly fate. Souls condemned to haunt their own home for eternity. Now, a ritual on the approaching appointed night offers a chance of salvation. But at what cost? Will they ever be free of their spectral tormentors? Stay tuned as this haunting Gothic tale unfolds.
The McAllister manor, shrouded in an unrelenting spectral fog, loomed as a testament to ancient sorrows in the brooding landscape of the Scottish Highlands. Led by the stoic yet inwardly apprehensive Robert McAllister, the family advanced towards their ancestral abode, each step taken with a mingled sense of reverence and foreboding. As they breached the threshold, the air congealed around them, cold and oppressive, a harbinger of the silenced whispers and watchful eyes that lay beyond. Within, the manor spoke of faded opulence and long-concealed secrets, its lofty halls adorned with portraits of stoic ancestors, whose painted gazes seemed to pierce the veil of time, accusing the living for forgotten transgressions. The omnipresent mist, a spectral entity unto itself, insinuated its tendrils through the cracks and crevices of the ancient stone, instilling an inescapable chill that seemed to whisper of dark deeds and eternal bondage. In the heart of this solemn abode, young Lily, whose spirit yet danced free of the heavy shroud of adulthood's fears, chanced upon an ancient tome, concealed beneath the worn floorboards of her chamber. This diary, bound in shadows and whispers, sang of the tragic legacy of Clan McAllister. With each turn of its brittle pages, Lily traced the echoes of betrayal and a curse so potent that it bound their very souls to the ceaseless roiling fog. "Father, heed these words," implored Lily, her voice quivering with the gravity of their ancestral sin as she recited the damning verses penned by Eldrick McAllister, whose ambition had wrought their doom. Gathered in the dim light, the family's faces, etched with concern and growing fear, bore witness to the tale of a night blackened with treachery, a night that had ensnared them in a perpetual dance with vengeful specters. With each passing day, the once skeptical minds of the McAllisters frayed, unraveled by the ceaseless murmurs that pervaded the corridors, the fleeting shadows that mocked the corners of their vision, and the pervasive decay that seemed to seep from the very walls. The fog, ever a silent, malevolent sentinel, pressed its ghostly visage against the panes, a grim reminder of the inescapable. It was upon an eve, shrouded in the twilight's last embers, that Robert beheld the phantasmal silhouette of a woman, her spectral sorrow weaving through the fog-laden gardens. "Margaret, gaze upon this shade," he uttered, his words a mere whisper against the looming dread. Together they stood, a tableau of fear and fascination as the apparition dissolved into the mist, leaving naught but a lingering wail of despair. Nights turned to whispered vigils, the family bound by the heavy tome's revelations. Lily, her resolve forged in the crucible of her lineage, delved deeper into the arcane mysteries, her every moment consumed by the pursuit of salvation or doom. The very air of the manor seemed charged with a prescient dread as the appointed night drew nigh, the ancient walls resonating with the stirrings of their forebears, souls condemned to relive their torment in the perpetual gloom. Thus, the McAllisters, once masters of their fate, found themselves ensnared in a spectral play, a legacy of sin and sorrow set upon the stage of their forsaken manor. As the veil between worlds grew ever thinner, they braced against the coming storm, their hearts heavy with the foreboding of a night that promised revelation or ruin. As the days ebbed into the shadow of the impending night, the manor itself seemed to awaken, its ancient stones groaning with the weight of untold stories. The fog, now a constant shroud, clung to the landscape with an almost sentient persistence, its ghostly tendrils creeping along the corridors and stairwells, as if seeking out the living souls within. Robert McAllister, patriarch of the clan, roamed the halls, his once unshakable resolve now frayed by the relentless assault of the unseen. Each creak and whisper of the old house gnawed at his skepticism, turning it into a begrudging acceptance of the unimaginable. Margaret, his wife, shared in this silent vigil, her intuition keenly attuned to the shifts in the air, the barely perceptible sighs of history that emanated from the very walls. Meanwhile, Lily, her every waking moment consumed by the diary of Eldrick McAllister, pieced together the fragments of their cursed legacy. The diary, cryptic and foreboding, spoke not only of Eldrick's damning pact but also hinted at a means of redemption, a series of trials and sacrifices that could sever the ties, binding them to the spectral fog. With each revelation, the weight of her heritage pressed upon her, a solitary beacon amidst the growing darkness. As the haunting continued, each member of the McAllister family found themselves confronted by their personal demons, spectral manifestations of guilt, regret, and unspoken fears. The spirits of their ancestors, once mere whispers in the mist, now took shape, their ethereal forms wandering the estate, their faces etched with the sorrows and sins of a lineage damned. It was during one such twilight, as the boundary between day and night blurred into obscurity, that the family experienced a collective vision, a haunting tableau vivant of Eldrick McAllister's fateful betrayal. The air grew heavy, the fog swirling with renewed fervor as the scene unfolded before their disbelieving eyes. They witnessed Eldrick, pride and greed etched upon his visage, as he sealed the pact that would doom his descendants to an eternity tethered to the vengeful spirits. The vision, though brief, left an indelible mark on their souls, a shared nightmare that bound them ever tighter to the manor's fate. In the weeks that followed, as the appointed night of the ritual drew inexorably near, the McAllisters fortified their resolve. Lily, her role as the linchpin of their salvation clear, prepared for the ordeal that awaited them. The manor, now fully alive with the restless spirits of the past, echoed with the echoes of anticipation and dread. Each member of the family, once disparate in their beliefs and desires, now stood united against the looming specter of their ancestral curse. The stage was set, the players assembled, as the veil between the living and the dead grew ever thinner. The McAllisters, once mere spectators to the tragic history of their lineage, now found themselves at the heart of its resolution, their every action a step toward salvation or eternal damnation. And as the final hours ticked away, the spectral fog seemed to pulse with a life of its own, a silent witness to the impending reckoning. The nights at McAllister Manor grew fraught with whispered voices and fleeting shadows, as if the very air thrummed with the urgency of the encroaching spectral convergence. Lily, her days and nights consumed by the cryptic passages of Eldrick's diary, began to unravel the complexities of the ritual that promised a sliver of hope. Her eyes, darkened by the relentless pursuit of salvation, reflected a determination born of desperation and a deep-seated connection to her ancestral lineage. Robert, witnessing the transformation in his daughter and the increasingly tangible presence of the otherworldly, set aside his lingering skepticism. The stoic facade he maintained began to crack, revealing a vulnerability and a paternal fear for the safety of his family. He and Margaret, their bond strengthened in the face of their shared ordeal, became the steadfast pillars supporting their household, their love, a beacon amidst the encroaching darkness.
And with the stage set for revelation or ruin, we leave the McAllisters on the cusp of the ghostly ritual night, for now. Be sure to join us again next Monday at 6 p.m. Central, when Sinister Serials returns with the next foreboding installment of Mists of the Ancestors, the first tale in an anthology of gothic woe for Macabre Mondays. Will there be light ahead, or will damned souls continue to wander the corridors of the manor? The spirits await your company next week on Sinister Serials.